Ask an off-road racer standing in the winner's circle what it takes to be victorious in Baja, and you'll typically hear about their team. Yeah, you need the right equipment. You got to be quick and not make mistakes behind the wheel. But without a seasoned Baja pit crew scattered down the peninsula to fuel, tune, or repair your race car, and a reliable method to communicate amongst each other, just getting to the finish line is next to impossible.
What, are you going to run some other tire on your car? Are you kidding me? Do you know what BFG does for us as racers? I mean, they are our lifeline. They're everything for us.
On this episode of Building for Baja, we'll introduce you to the dedicated men and women that consider it an honor to set up shop in the rock-strewn, cactus-riddled deserts of Baja, to offer mechanical and moral support to every off-road racer that chooses to race on BF Goodrich tires. Pit stops in Baja are unlike those in any other form of motorsports. They don't happen in the same easy-to-access location lap after lap. Most of the time, they're remote and difficult to reach. There are no fire trucks, concession stands, public restrooms, or electrical outlets. The diverse topography of the rugged Baja Peninsula creates navigational and communication hurdles that would send tire changers for most other forms of motorsports running to their hospitality suites.
Breaking it down into 2 pit lanes, we'll have 2 mechanical inspection teams.
Getting the guys back on the road and hoping they make it. And a lot of times you'll talk to them later and they make it.
The radio crew will work in relaying to the fuelers.
How much fuel is ordered? How many cans? Are you bringing your own? Are we doing it? How many drums we have?
That team will be working with the radio crew.
And we have about 200 or so mile radius. It looks like they're talking to us right now.
Building a team that's capable and willing to deal with these harsh conditions is no easy task. With close to 4 decades of refinement, our battle-tested group of over 100 mechanics, fabricators, translators, medics, communications experts, and even chefs are some of the best in the business.
That could be like, I'm hungry, like I want a burrito, and they'll give you one.
Shrimp, potatoes, cheese, habaneros, jalapenos, with 2 scoops of habanero salsa. Get you warm.
And although most are volunteers, you can't join their ranks by simply filling out a form. This elite group is vetted, well-trained, and they have to earn their keep year after year.
I would tell him, well, I want the semi parked here, I want our box van there, I want the trailers over there, so when the chase teams come in, their trailers can be over there and they're not blocked in.
With such thankless working conditions and lack of compensation, you might be surprised to learn that some of them are celebrating over 30 years of membership. And there's actually a waiting list to join them.
Used to chase the Moss brothers, who've always pitted with BFG, and got to know BFG through that and parlayed it into a job and couldn't be happier.
On race day, you'll find these warriors in their element. They spread out approximately every 120 miles between the start and finish line and provide the backbone that enables many racers to safely and affordably compete in one of the most demanding forms of motorsport in the world.
Car number 1944. It's the first year Takati was made. It's our first Baja 1000. I'm going to stop at many of the pits and hopscotch on a few.
Get a few hours of sleep tonight? Be all right. When you go into BFG, it's nice. You can sit in the car and they can pretty much take care of everything for you. We'll run around the car and actually you can find a lot of problems that you can't see without doing a thorough inspection of the vehicle. Cracks in your frame. We'll go through and switch out tires, check your pressures, whatever needs to be done. We'll take care of it for you, which is nice when you're tired and you got a long ways to go. Just in the last like 10 minutes, it was getting hot, like it got up to like 194, and I flipped on the fan and it came back down. And I flipped it off and then it kind of came back up.
It's gonna take a minute for it to cool off.
While majestic and beautiful, the mountain ranges that span from northern Baja to the southern tip of the peninsula make it nearly impossible to rely on cell phones and VHF radios for race updates or emergency communication. One might think it's odd that a tire company would go to the lengths we have to build the BF Goodrich radio relay network. But when you're as passionate about winning as we are, climbing mountains to give our racers the competitive advantage and help keep them safe is just part of the deal.
When you're racing down here, you're driving, grabbing the wheel, winding through turns, missing rocks, dodging everything. When you have a problem, all of a sudden the pace of the race really changes.
BFG relay, I'm broke. I'm stuck. To come on the radio and tell you that you'll be all right, we got somebody coming, we'll alert your crews.
I'll be up on top of a mountain at 9,000 feet, and there's 7 other relay systems around through the course that we all have communications. And we can communicate from a race car having problems through a relay to a support car that we need to get in.
Our communications teams camp out on those very mountaintops with extremely powerful antennas, satellite dishes, and several days' worth of food and supplies.
We're completely off the grid. We have solar power generation, battery systems for the radios. We have refrigerators for our food, propane for our stoves.
Copy BFG.
Our position here covers about the first 150 or so miles and the last 150 or so miles. So we're here until about the race is over, which is approximately 1 a.m. Sunday morning.
Others are stationed at our central command with high-speed internet and a crew that works around the clock, tracking the whereabouts of each race vehicle.
We're down here in Ensenada at the Corona Hotel. We've set up BF Goodrich Central. Right now, CRUS is going over the communications plan with BF Goodrich Central. Let's go in and take a listen.
Thank you so much for agreeing to come help me with this. This is truly a team effort. This is not a one-man operation.
For over 30 hours, this team relays vital information back and forth between drivers, chase crews, race officials, and first responders. The BF Goodrich voice in the sky can be heard before the start of the race and will continue to blast messages through the airwaves until every BF Goodrich competitor has been accounted for.
So these are all the drivers that we are here to help.
We've had times when I've had my newest grandchild announced over BFG radio relay, and all the girls on the relay wanted to tell me how many pounds and what color hair. It was great.
It makes you feel solid that you know you're not out there alone, because you definitely feel like you are out there alone.
It's hard to really explain until you're the guy sitting out there watching the clock tick seconds away, waiting for help.
Knowing that if we can get a hold of BFG and get to one of their pits, that they could help piece the car back together and get us back on the road to finish the race, that can potentially help us win the championship.
The BF Goodrich Tires pit crews and radio relay teams are like a family, and they spend their vacation time roughing it in the dirt together for several days before and after each race. While most wouldn't consider this much of a vacation, this dedicated and passionate family actually looks forward to it several times a year. They sleep under the stars, cook on an open flame, and live for the moments that enable them to make a difference in the outcome of another person's dusty Baja dreams.
Nothing's better than to radio back and say, BFG Pit, thank you, we're on our way. It's super cool.
Yep, we build tires, but we also build for Baja. What are you building for?